Hello and welcome to Big Bang with me, Nabila. The BDA has put forth a few stringent rules following the Lokayukta raid last week. No common person will be able to freely enter the premises henceforth. They will be asked to enter their name and contact details in the register and the gate in order to gain access. They should also get the signature of the official they have come to visit. Moreover, the employees have been strictly asked to wear their ID cards when on duty. They have also tightened the rules which previously allowed the employees to go on breaks whenever they wanted. They will have to sign in and sign out every time they wish to do so. The authorities will be keeping a tab on all the goings in the offices. The BDA will also be preparing a blacklist of all brokers which will be given to the Bengaluru police. The vehicles entering the premises will be closely monitored. All these new rules will be implemented on orders of the BDA Commissioner Shyam Bhatt. Well, these are the stringent rules put forth by the BDA following the Lokayukta raid that happened last week. Well, no common person will be anymore allowed to be entering the premises freely henceforth. They have to register the name and details in a register that is placed at the gate. They should also get the signature of the official that they want to visit. Moreover, the employees have been strictly asked to wear their ID cards when on duty. Security has been tightened, which previously allowed employees to go on breaks whenever they wanted, but they will now have to sign in and sign out every time they step out. The authorities will keep a close tab on all the goings of the offices. The BDA will also be preparing a blacklist of all the brokers which will be given to the Bengaluru police. The vehicles entering the premises will also be closely monitored. All these new rules will be implemented on orders of the BDA Commissioner Shyam Bhatt. Well, a tree fell on Seshadripuram main road this evening. The incident occurred at around 6:30 and two electric poles came crashing down with the tree. Fortunately, there were no injuries despite vehicles being parked close by. Even though the BBMP officials were informed immediately, they took more than 2 hours to reach the spot. They were seen chopping down the fallen tree when they finally arrived. Meanwhile, traffic policemen arrived at the spot and began directing the traffic in an alternate direction. Reason for the tree fall is still unknown. This is the tree that was fallen around 6:30 on Seshadripuram main road. It took about 2 hours for the officials to reach the spot, and by the time they reached the spot, the tree was already being felled. The reason to why the tree was being cut is still, the reason to why the tree fell is still unknown. He fell off Asia's largest monolith, but luckily the techie cum hiker escaped with injuries as rescue teams rescued to help him out. Here's the story of an adventure buff who went missing in Mudugiri and was rescued on the wee hours of Monday morning.
This man who you see on your screens is 22-year-old Gaurav, a native of New Delhi. This techie is employed with one of the MNCs in Whitefield. But now Gaurav is in deep pain and is restricted to the hospital bed. The reason? An adventure trip that went terribly wrong. June 22, 2014, 2:30 p.m. Madhugiri Fort. Gaurav and his friend Priyank reached Tumkur district to explore one of Asia's largest monoliths. The adventurous duo started to hike on the hillock and decided to reach the peak. While Gaurav was all excited, Priyank could not scale the hillock and stopped midway. But Gaurav was not ready to give up and continued with his exploration. It is said that Gaurav reached the peak of the hillock at around 6:30 p.m. Meanwhile, the two friends remained in touch over mobile phone and all was well. Gaurav was set to return in an hour's time, but he didn't even after several hours. That's when Priyank grew suspicious. He immediately informed the police and forest officials. Priyank tried to contact Gaurav along with other officials, and only after several attempts to contact him, the call went through at around 8:30 p.m. Gaurav, who sounded scared, said he was stuck and could not climb down on his own.
So we started the trek, and by 4:30 we reached a point beyond which the railings and the steps were not good enough. So at that time I realized that it would be very unsafe for me because of the shoes I did not have. So I asked Gaurav to come, that I am not going to come forward, then you should not stop because of me, you can carry on if you want to. So he went on trek, and I stood there and waited for him, looking around. So then I was in constant touch with him over the phone, that what's he doing, where is he. He had reached the summit, he had taken photographs and all that, and then after waiting for some time, an hour and a half, he told me that he has lost the way back, and he cannot find the way back, and basically he's practically lost. So I realized that instead of waiting there, I should go and find help.
The residents as well as the rescue officials kick-started the search operations to locate Gaurav. Despite all efforts, Gaurav remained unreachable till late on Sunday night. Meanwhile, the local residents feared for Gaurav's life as there were many bears in the area. Hence, the fire personnel as well as the forest officials and police had to step up search operations. Initially, there were troubles in locating Gaurav, but as the rescue experts called out his name aloud, they heard a feeble voice for help. Gaurav was finally found in the wee hours of the morning at a depth of 50 feet from the peak of Madhugiri Fort.
Here are two intelligent engineers. They don't know where they are, but they use WhatsApp and technology to help tell the authorities where they are.
Yeah, and then I WhatsApped the same. I mean, I was shocked when the police inspector says, actually it was his suggestion to send the picture to me, and then I sent the picture to Mr. Naik, and he then started circulating the picture around. That he sent the teams everywhere. He said that wherever you see the similar view of the city, actually in the photograph it was nothing but just the city lights. So he told the people to go around and check from which point did the city look exactly the same, and so that if you could see that point where he took the picture, you could simulate how he actually fell down. So then by around 11 o'clock we spotted a place where he possibly could be. Because the interest was so much there, a huge gathering of locals also came there to help him out. So by the time we actually spotted Gaurav, he was already taken out of the place, and with the help of the locals. The important part is that the locals had helped a great deal. I mean, there were about 30 people carrying Gaurav. I mean, there was so much support. And then something again amazing happened. Someone from somewhere got a stretcher into that weird jungle. That was really shocking for me because I wasn't expecting such a big help.
He was brought down with the help of a stretcher and rushed to the district hospital for primary treatment. Later on, Gaurav was shifted to City's private hospital where his condition is being closely monitored. The doctors have informed that Gaurav is out of danger but will have to remain in the hospital for the next 3 to 4 days. Meanwhile, this is not the first time that such incidents have been reported from Madhugiri Fort. Despite that, concerned officials have failed to look into safety measures at the monolith. So when will the district officials implement the needful? Will it take another tragedy to address the issue at hand? Mansi Kalapa with Jayanna Belegere for News9, Bengaluru.
Moving on, some youth in the city thought they would become rich overnight, so they decided to do something very different. But now, well, they are only repenting to what they have done. Here's a report.
Meet Dawood Khan. He's all of 21 years of age. Any other man of his age generally would work hard to earn money, but this man had a very different way of earning money. A way he thought would take him to the moon, but it has only ensured a place for him in the jail. So what did Dawood Khan do? Well, here it is. Last 20th, Dawood and his friends Suhaib Khan and Syed Khan kidnapped a techie, Ritwik Raj, at 11:30 in the night. This techie was working with Tech Mahindra and had come out for a stroll. Now let's tell you what they did further. As they kidnapped the techie, they snatched his debit card and withdrew money. Later, they ransacked his bag and found a checkbook. Immediately, they asked him to sign on it. In all, they made away with 2.5 lakh rupees. After this, he was locked up in a room in Kamanahalli. At this crucial juncture, Ritwik Raj SMS'd his father about his plight. He even gave the details of his bank account. Immediately, Ritwik's father rushed to the Banshankari police and lodged a complaint. DCP Revana formed a team of police inspectors who have now arrested the three.
ಕಿಡ್ನಾಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಖಚಿತ ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಾವು ಒಬ್ಬ ACP ಮತ್ತು 4 ಜನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಒಂದು 20 ಜನ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ಸು ಬನ್ನೇರುಘಟ್ಟ ಮತ್ತು ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಚ್ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೂಂಬಿಂಗನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಂಡಂತಹ ಅವರು ಅಪಹರಣ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಯಾವಾಗ ಬಲ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಯಿತು ಮತ್ತು ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬನ್ನೇರುಘಟ್ಟ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ ಅವರನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪರಾರಿಯಾದರು.
During investigations, Dawood Khan confessed that he knew Hrithwik for a long time and that he and his friends had planned this attack meticulously. But now they are behind bars. Vishnu Prasad, News 9, Bengaluru.
Last week, many major roads in Bengaluru experienced traffic snarls due to a protest, and today it was a repeat of the same scene.
Long line of traffic, frustrated commuters, protesting farmers. These sum up the scene in and around Majestic and Freedom Park area this morning. Hundreds of farmers belonging to two different associations marched from City Railway Station to Freedom Park demanding clearance of cane areas by sugar mills. This resulted in traffic going completely out of gear. The road from Majestic to Freedom Park was completely blocked and traffic was diverted towards Racecourse Road. But that didn't help, as traffic jams were reported from areas like Shivananda Circle, Kumarakripa, Chalukya Circle and surrounding areas. Many people wore a frustrated look and waited for the situation to ease out, even as traffic police took hours to bring back traffic to normalcy.
One protest last week had paralyzed traffic in central Bangalore, and again today there were two different protests by two different farmer unions that paralyzed traffic in many parts of Bangalore in and around Majestic and Freedom Park. As you can see, the traffic is now at least a kilometer long. The pileup of traffic is at least a kilometer long. This is on the Freedom Park Road. This is the traffic that's coming in from Majestic and heading towards Freedom Park and Kia Circle. And this after the people were cleared, the farmers were cleared by the traffic police, and it will take at least another next few hours, couple of hours, for the traffic to return to normalcy. This has been the scene in the afternoon in and around Majestic, Freedom Park, the Racecourse Road, the JDS office and surrounding areas. It will take at least a couple of hours before this traffic comes back to normalcy.
Meanwhile, farmers who were protesting courted arrest and were taken to the Adugodi police station. They lashed out at the government for not even allowing them to protest.
ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ದಾರಿ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ಡಾಕಿ ಬಂಧನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟ ಅವರ ನಿಲುವು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ರೈತರ ಪರ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ರೈತರ ವಿಚಾರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಸುಳ್ಳು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರತಿಧ್ವನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ರೈತರು ಬಂಧನದ ಮೂಲಕ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವರು ಬಂಧನನೇ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ನಾವು ಬಂಧನಕ್ಕೆ ತಯಾರಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಧಿವೇಶನವನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಂದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು ಇವರು ನಡೆಸೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಇವರಿಗೆ ಗೌರವ ಕೊಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ನಾಡಿನ ಜನ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮುಂದಿನ ಹೋರಾಟ ಏನಂತೇಳಿ ಕ್ರಮ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ.
The issue was raised in Legislative Assembly by the opposition, which accused the state government of favoring sugar mill owners. A farmer had even committed suicide in front of the Suvarna Sauda in Belgavi during the session last time for the same issue. It now remains to be seen how the CM manages to tackle the issue, with protests growing intense with every passing day. Harish Upadhyay, News 9, Bengaluru.